A few months ago, I went to see Dr. Mumbi and Wode Maya in Nairobi, Kenya. But before I went there, I stopped in Johannesburg, South Africa. Now, whenever I go to South Africa, I've been there twice, I have frequented a place called Sandton. And Sandton is this area where people live that are more upper class, and they have a place called the Sandton Sky, which is a condominium that you can kind of rent per day. And inside of this place, they have something called the Codfather, COD, not God, but Codfather restaurant. Very good restaurant. I definitely recommend you go if you're there. So there's an old white dude that goes around greeting people. He's a Afrikaan Boer. And if you've been there before, you see who I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And he hires people. And it's all black staff for the most part, except for about him and maybe one other Indian or two other Indian guys. And he said, good work is hard to find. He's a very personable guy. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, good help is hard to find. I said, what are you talking about? He says, all of the black people that you see here are from Zimbabwe. I said, really? He said, yeah. He says, there's only 2 South Africans that work here. Now, you know me, I can't tell the difference. I think they're all from the place. He says, every time I try to give a South African a job here, and it pays roughly with tips about $1,700 a month, they don't want to work. They're too good for this job. They need these certain days off. They don't want to work here. They don't want to do anything. So they would rather somebody else take the job. Now, I find this to be quite interesting because Americans have that same issue also when it comes to complaining about immigrants. And the same thing that the South Africans say about Zimbabweans, they're taking our jobs. The Nigerians, they're taking our jobs. But they don't want to work those jobs. Let's talk about black people, though, in the black America, black men in particular. Back in the day, I remember nobody wanted to work at McDonald's. People would laugh at you for working at McDonald's. And I'm just using McDonald's as the example job because everybody hated it. People would laugh at you if you worked there. Even if they didn't have a job, they would laugh at you. I'm not working there. I'm too good for that. I'd rather be unemployed than to work there. Now, let me talk to you about the 2 kind of people who might make that statement. The first kind of person is a person who has had a greater job or greater educational achievement and cannot find a job in what he's looking for, and this is something that he can do, and he doesn't want to do it because he feels he's too good for that, right? The second kind of person is a lazy motherfucker who didn't want to work anyway. Let's talk about the first kind of person, because I think that applies to most of you brothers who are watching the video. Most of you have had some kind of success in your life, and for whatever reason, you get laid off, you get fired, something like that. You are too good to go work at a certain place. That's just not your style. You can't be seen doing that kind of work. You can't be seen driving Uber or driving trucks. And speaking of trucks, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Dr. J.C. He's at a show with me. Bachelor's of Biochemistry, Master's in Physical Chemistry, PhD in Environmental Science. He stopped his career to become a truck driver. People thought he was crazy. Now, why did they think he was crazy? He's doing something that actually makes more money. But it's not in his field. People thought he was crazy. He was a lunatic. But see, you do what you have to do to make it, even if it's temporary. See, I got to turn up because a lot of y'all don't understand that just because you're at a place, you're going through something right now, that don't fucking mean that you're going to have to stay there. And we have a lot of black men on a lot of pre-Madonna ass shit. You don't want to do it because you too good for that. You too educated for that. You too this and that. Meanwhile, you over there broke. Meanwhile, you over there dust and disgusting. You worried about what somebody else thinking about what you talking about. But here comes the immigrants. Here are the motherfuckers you complaining about. Here come the Hispanics. Here come the Russians. Here come the Hungarians. Here come the people getting into the industries that you as an African American, your ancestors have fought for you to have these privileges that they couldn't have, that you can get in. You don't want those privileges, but you would rather sit by and bitch or moan and complain that somebody else is doing the same shit that you are not interested in fucking doing. Let me take it back. Because a lot of you black men are going to agree with this. You will say black women didn't want us. But now that I'm dating a white woman, she don't want me with the white woman. And that is hypocritical. We did a show on that on the Brother Pill podcast. Black women don't want them or don't want white women to have them. But at the same time, you feel like because something is going wrong in your life right now, you can't do this. But the immigrant that's coming over here, you don't want him to do it. You don't want to see. Let me see. That's hypocritical. Let me turn it up again. Calypso Oregon. I'm getting ready to preach. Calypso Oregon. I'm getting ready to preach. This is old school shit. A lot of you niggas don't understand, and I gotta say that, and I don't mean to be personal. This is me talking to you with my little bit of life experiences being on this earth less than 40 years. A lot of jobs have experience and internship ability that's worth millions of dollars if you play your fucking game right. I worked for one of the best companies in America. Won't call its name. I had that opportunity twice. And that skill set and that curriculum that company gave and that credo and that environment and how I had to work with people, those skills I use right today on YouTube that makes me way more cash or whatever money or connections than I could have ever made with them. But I learned it with them. I understand how to do it from them. They gave me the game on how to do that. And this is what you're not getting because you feel like it's that $10 an hour is too little or $20 an hour is not enough or this and that. You do sometimes what you got to do in life to get by, nigga. You do what you have to do at the time. Sometimes life gonna knock you back. Sub-Zero was talking about he was making $600,000 a year, $1 million in a year. Got set back, had to go back and working at a grocery store as a produce manager. Now think about that. He had to go ahead and accept and be humble about it. But you can be humble about it when you know that you ain't gonna always be there. This is nothing. Oh, I'm gonna be here for 6 months, for a year. I got a smile on my face because guess what? If I was there before and come back down, I know I can get back there again. That ain't nothing. Because I know what it takes to get there. I might not even have the money, but I know how the game works. And see, this is what I'm trying to tell brothers. Opportunities that you can get is sometimes the job is worth more than the funky ass $9 an hour. It's worth more than the $15 an hour. It's worth more than that. Get in someplace so that you can get some skills or intern with folks so that you can get more skills under your resume so that you can move up and do other shit and make yourself applicable. Make yourself more competitive. And sometimes you take what you can get so that you can do something further in the long run. Because you got to put food on the table right now. You got to pay your car note right now. Okay, well then do that. Sometimes you might have to get 2 jobs. That's just how it works. Stop acting like you're too good, man, because anybody out here could be under financial situations or make the wrong move and be broke again and have to get out there and do something they don't want to do. That's life. But we have too many brothers out there, I really feel like they're too good. And then when the Iranians come, guess what? They come and work at McDonald's. I'm going to tell you like this. I was over at Doha, Qatar. I was taking a flight from Warsaw to Qatar. From Qatar, I was going to Dar es Salaam. Now, how many Filipinos and Indians did I see working in Burger King, working in all these places? Many of them, right? But do you think these folks plan to stay there? No, They getting into a country, they got a lot of money, they going to get there, and they going to move up along in the country. They going to help each other out. And 5 years from now, if I go back there, the same motherfuckers ain't going to be working there. They're going to be doing something different. They know that it's temporary. Black men, black people, we don't get that. So brothers, even if you well educated and you get put on your ass, get into a field that pays money for the time being, then get your money up and do something else. That's nothing wrong with that. But stop acting like you too fucking good. And I had to just had to be real, because you're not going to be hitting me up complaining about these immigrants when you're not going to get out there and do the work. You got to be wanting it like these motherfuckers want it. Because they coming in and they ain't playing with you niggas. That's just the truth. People are coming into this country. They are not playing with you. They coming from places where electricity don't always work. They coming from places where certain shit don't always work. You don't want to, I'll take it. You want to complain to be there, I'll be there. And they going to have an attitude, and they going to keep moving up. Barely speaking even goddamn English. You over here knowing the whole English, the whole American history, the whole Constitution, all that shit, and they making more money than you with less education because they are there and willing to put in the work. That's what this is about. So I hope you had some, enjoyed the message today. I want to thank all your brothers. Thank you for those people support me on Patreon. I see that we have new people. Always want to get one new Patreon per upload. So I'm looking for that one. If you become that one, comment below. Let me know. It's $5 a month. We have exclusive content on Patreon. I'm about to upload a video. LER just made one for me. We have the Brother Pill podcast supported by the Patreons. We have the Negromanosphere.com supported by the Patreons. All of that is going on here. I really thank you guys. So every show I do a video for people that have been watching. It's just $5 a month. We have free ebooks, right? So if you're thinking about joining us on Patreon and supporting us, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Check out the free ebook sections. Check out my free comic, Dr. Action. Read it. Subscribe to it. If you can't get the ebooks, email me at Planetoshay. I'll send them to you one by one. And you'll know that what you do for us really comes back. We pay our writers with this Patreon money. We pay Rom, Donovan. LAR helps us out a lot. Solo TV 84 helps us out a lot. We have a lot of brothers help us out. Support Black Male Media. We want to do some great things for you. Check out my Dr. Action comic. The part 2 is almost done. And I want to thank everybody. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell. Be encouraged. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.